go. Let's kick down on the ground. We're going to start in child's pose this morning. Of course, if you have your roller, you can use your roller later or blocks. That will work as well. And just give yourself that opportunity to kind of check in for a moment. If you have glasses, sometimes it's nice to take glasses off during this time. I don't, but it's sometimes if you do, see your face so low to the ground. Anyway, reach those arms all the way out. Separate your knees slightly. Give yourself some space to move. And just allow yourself to drop into the ground. Taking some nice, long, easy breaths. Remember, we're not working on the exhalation as much when we're doing relaxation, as much as the inhalation, trying to expand, widen, deepen the breath. Gravity should essentially take care of the exhalation. Big deep breath. And then just let the body settle into the exhalation. Couple more nice long deep breaths. Just kind of feel yourself settling in, nestling down. Maybe your back is feeling a little bit more at ease, or maybe you notice some tension that's kind of releasing, hopefully. One more nice long deep breath. Inhale, fill up the back. Exhale, and then slide your elbows underneath your shoulders and begin to nod your head. Nice, long, and slow motion. Fully inhale and then exhale, chin towards your sternum. Fully inhale as your head comes up. Exhale. Let's go 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Come up to your hands. Again, lift the chin, lift the chest. Inhale and exhale. One more time, chin towards that sternum. Inhale, lift the head and look around. Notice the ribs moving. Notice if it feels tighter on your right as opposed to your left side. Find that deep breath. One more time each side. Look up and around, look up and around. Come off of your knees and sit back into the ball of your feet if you weren't already there. Lift that chin, lift that chest, almost like a cow posture, and then round yourself up to the cat pose. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, pull the belly in, round the back. On these movements, you use the body to really get the breath out. As you exhale, you use the belly pushing and really rinse the body out. 2 more times. Pull the belly in, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift. 1 more time. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift to a neutral position. Just move the pelvis. Try not to let the rib cage move, the upper back move. Breathing. And then just tip the pelvis left and right. Kind of like a little bell. Go ahead and pause. Now drop in between your shoulders and push yourself up. So you're really not bending your elbows. See if you can do this without bending your elbows. Kind of a key thing for mobility is making sure that you're not moving everything simultaneously. I pulled my shirt up so you can see that I'm not bending my elbows. No tricks up my sleeve. Now push the ground down, shrug your shoulders, pull them back. So you're just moving your shoulders. I'm pulling my shirt down. And then just pull your shoulders, shrug your shoulders to your ears, pull your shoulders away, shrug it and depress, pull and press a couple more. And then let's see if we can make that into a rounded motion. It can feel weird or it can feel clunky, physically clunky, or just kind of like awkward feeling. And that happens to be because we don't have this weight against this movement very often. Drop between the shoulder blades one more time. Press yourself up, round your back. And then drop onto your forearms. Let's just shift back, feeling that length into the back side of your arm. And then shift forward, walk your knees back, and then shift back. Bring those hips to your heels. Get that length underneath your arms. Pull from your hips so you feel that stretch from underneath the shoulder blades. One more time. Press back. Hold almost like a child's pose, but your hips are high. Your toes are still curled under, and you're really pulling yourself back. Anchor your hands to the ground. Big deep breath. And roll yourself up. We're going to go into our hip. So you've probably seen the movement of a fire hydrant, and it's real big. It can come up and be real big. Your hip actually, to move it well, needs to be done relatively smooth and slow and kind of small. So you're just going to lift up to where it stops, roll your heel up, and then bring your knee back in. It's really a small. Bring your knee up, roll so you can see my foot goes out and my knee comes in, and then just bring my knee back together. So again, bring your knee slightly forward, tip your hip up without rocking into your other leg too far. Roll your heel up and bring your knees back together. 2 more times. Tip up, tilt your heel to the sky, bring your knees back together. Last time, tip up, tilt your heel to the sky and bring your knees together. I'll switch and do it on the other side. Again, knee tips up, tilt, and bring your knees together. You can kind of see maybe how my knees become almost knocked when they come together. So it's out, tilt up, bring those knees back together. Try not to shift in the hips too much on the other side. Keep that still. 1 more time. Let's go 2 more times. And last time. Out, tilt, and then back together. And then let's drop back into our hips and swing our feet all the way around. Good. And then from the top here, just round the back. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale. Raise the chest, get long through the crown of the head. Imagine you could pull the back of your head off of your shoulders. And again, round. Inhale and lift. 1 more time. Round. And inhale and lift. Just turning towards you as best. You don't have to turn necessarily. Lift your chest up. And then I'm just going to come forward in between both legs. Pretty classic old style stretch. Just kind of opening up the hips, bringing the body forward. Not trying to bring my head to my feet, but my chest more so to my feet. Breathe, breathe. Good. Let's just tuck the right foot in, left foot nice and tall, and then just sit tall first. You can kind of get yourself open here, and then let's rotate around, exhaling, sitting nice and tall, internal rotation. Exhale. Inhale, center, switch and do the other side. Come under, bring your right foot under, sit real tall first. Press into that right leg as it goes down. And then take your right hand around to your left. rotate. Watch that your shoulders aren't shrugged. Get your body nice and tall. Exhale, rotate. Inhale back to center. Let's do the first side again. Tuck that left foot under. Hold that front knee. Rotate to your right leg. Should be a little bit easier. Exhale. Inhale, center. Let's turn to the left. Breathing. So these movements of rotation help to stabilize the hips as well. Left foot up. Turn towards your left leg. And then inhale, exhale, arm to the center. Exhale, rotate away from that left leg. Big breaths. Inhale and center. All right, let's come down to the mat on our belly. And we're going to go from the bottom to the top, almost in a reverse sun salute. So let's bring our hands to the mat, to a pillow, bring our head to that pillow. Take a big deep breath, pull the tailbone down towards the heels, kind of rolling that pelvis slightly. Get long in the neck. Slide the hands around into the outside to the shoulders, curl your toes. Inhale, exhale, push up to the plank position. Exhale to the downward facing dog position. Inhale to your right foot forward. Inhale to your left foot forward. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale, hands through. Inhale, arms up. Reach, open up the inside line of the body. Lift the big toes, arches, inner thigh, belly, chest. Exhale and dive. Hands down. Inhale, left foot back to the lunge. Inhale, right foot back to the downward facing dog. Sink into those heels. Try not to just press the arches down, but think about lifting the tailbone and sinking the heels away from the tailbone, not just pushing the heels to the ground. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, take your hands and make a pillow. Exhale, everything settled. Breathe. Get long again in your back. Pull that tailbone towards your toe or your heels. Lift that head, circle those arms around. It's a nice, gentle upper back extension. Curl the toes, push the plank. Pull those shoulders back. Keep up on the ball of the feet. Try not to press into your heels. Exhale to the downward facing dog. Now you get that chance. Breathe in this downward facing dog. Inhale, left foot forward. This time, get long. Inhale, right foot forward. You're in the half lift. Exhale, inhale, arms up. Exhale through. Circle those arms up. Reach nice and tall. Pull the arches. Pull the inner thigh. Pull the belly up. Exhale, dive. Right foot goes back to the lunge. Left foot goes back, downward facing dog. Get that neck long. Sink into those heels. Lift that tailbone. Breathing. Inhale to plank. Exhale and lower. Inhale. Bring your head to your hands. And breathe. We'll do one more. Draw the tailbone away from your head. Slide the heels of the hands around to your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right foot to lunge. Inhale, left foot to lunge or step forward. Sweep up. Exhale through. Circle yourself up. Exhale, dive forward. You're going to go into a left leg lunge. Body's nice and tall. Shift your weight to your right heel. Both arms come high. Reach up. Both arms behind. Pull back. Keep that chest tall. Open. Chin down. Fold over your right thigh. Release your arms. Left hand down. Right hand up. Bring that left knee off the ground. Circle your right hand around. Inhale. Both arms come up. High lunge, warrior one. Lift up. Drop into warrior two. Reach back through that right arm. Open your, your left arm. Open your right knee up. Pull that right knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. Straighten out your right leg. Hinge and triangle. Breathe, get long. Watch the ankle on the left leg that doesn't roll. Circle the left arm around. Come in back into that lunge. Drop your left knee. Bring your right knee back. Let's bring that left leg forward. Breathing, both arms up. Reach. Circle around. Bring your body to your left knee. That length coming out. Take your arms up again, reach up. Take your hands back, pull down, lift that chest. Hinge forward over the top of your left thigh. Release the arms, right hand to the ground, left hand up. As you can, right knee comes off the ground. Exhale, left hand down, breathing. And both arms come up, high lunge, warrior one. Open to warrior two. Reach in those two directions. Straighten up your left leg, triangle. Watch that your hips don't push back, but you kind of tuck them in. Lengthen, feel the space on the right wall. Right hand comes down. Right knee comes down. Come into the lunge. Step your left knee back. Hold, both arms up. Circle, sit back. Sweep back up. Reach up. Curl your toes. Right hand down. Open. Reach that left hand up. Move that neck. Chin towards your sternum. Then towards your right shoulder. Inhale, look up. Right arm up. Circle, sweep around. Lift up, reach high. Take your left hand down to your left heel, right arm up. Right arm down, turn, look towards your left foot. Big breath. Look up towards your right hand, reach. And then reach up with your left hand. Circle around one more time. You can sit all the way back, come all the way back up. Take your right hand down. If you can, take your left hand down. Breathing. Reach up with your right hand, reach up with your left, and circle around. Breathing. Nice job, guys. Those are challenging to do. Back bends, giving yourself that length with rotation. Rotate or roll back, head back, and just rest on the mat. Arms wide. Breathing, just feel that back. So like on Wednesday, we work that upper back and the shoulder motion from a shortened position here. Same thing, take both arms up and overhead, move forward a little bit. Again, make sure you're level feeling on the ground. Then just take both arms over your head and just kind of see where your arms go. Notice if you have more pulling in one shoulder than the other. I've got my pinkies towards the sky if you wanted your palms up, but this is more anatomical position. We would have our hands either by our sides or palms open. So notice what you have in that space in the shoulder joint. Breathing. Take your arms down. Let's take our arms wide to the T, and then just drop your knees left and right. Again, similar to Wednesday, moving the rib wall to release the shoulder. And of course, you'll get some hip movement out of this always. It's so easy to forget that when you move a joint, any joint, it's going to affect above and below that. So yes, we're moving the hips, and we get some juice for the hips, but that also affects the rib cage. And it's also going to affect the ankles and the knees too somewhat. So don't get caught up and focusing in on what's moving. Remember, whatever's not moving is also important as well. Good, 2 more. And last one, each side. And knees center. Take your arms down, take your arms back up over your head. And just notice if that was just a little bit easier to do. Remembering it's just nice to feel good. And so sometimes it's nice to do something simple. Bring your knees into your chest. That has good affected change. So make sure that you're not in an arched position. Pull that pelvis up and in. And even if you have to kind of like give yourself a little bit of a rock back and forth, so you're not just kind of using your muscles, but you're actually getting your pelvis kind of off the ground. Pull those knees in, and then keep those knees as close as you can as you take them all the way to your right or to your left. So you can go either way. Let me move so I don't come out of the camera completely. Drop all the way over. Make sure that your upper back is in opposition to the position of your legs. So use those upper arms to move that back into position. And then take that deep breath. Take your right hand just underneath your left thigh and pull kind of upward. And then look over your left hand if it's comfortable. So spiraling movements kind of help to release tension in a lot of different ways, giving ourselves the chance to find those spaces. Big deep breath. Head center, knees center, and then as you need to reposition, so you're back in the middle. And again, get those hips up. Bring your knees towards your chest. Give yourself the space that you can, and then encourage those legs over and to your left. Breathing. And you're kind of pulling up on your right knee as you're taking your right arm out, and then turn your head towards your right hand. Exhale. Shh. Exhale. Shh. Inhale to the center. Bring those knees back up. And let's take your hands to those knees. Make sure you're centered nicely. So remember, the pelvis, it obviously tilts forward and back, but it can slightly tilt side to side as well, or front and back oppositionally. And it can move up and down this way. A lot of times when we have hamstring tightness on one side, we're overly tight actually on the opposite side or front side. And so it's pulling our pelvis up and out of position. So minding that, that's a good reason for those back extensions, getting those quads to get some stretch, but also releasing the lower back. So what we're going to do now is just a little bit of gentle pressure, call it a back reset on those knees. So bring your knees right over your hips. You know you're doing that because your arms are straight. And then drop your rib cage. So you're slight in a tuck, not really. And then press into your knees as if you're going to push your legs down. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Don't let your pelvis re-tilt. Exhale. Nice, easy pushes, but push in two directions. Knees in, hands out. Good little core connector. Now take your hands, one hand behind your left. Keep your right hand on top, and you're going to push, but don't let your knees move position. You're going to pull with your left hand and push with your left thigh, and then push in with your right. Exhale. Release. Do the other side. Remember, you're pulling in, but at the same time pushing out. Take a deep breath. Exhale. And release. Bring both knees into your chest. Give them a nice little hug. And let's drop the knees to the feet to the ground. Extend both legs all the way out. So you get nice and long in the back line. Let's take both arms up and over the head again. Reach. Get long. And then take your arms back to your side. Bring your right knee up. Just take your right leg over, not to the ground. Just your right knee. So we're not stretching the back per se, as much as we're getting some movement for the right hip. Take that right knee in and just do a single happy baby. Opening up the inner thigh, reach through the left leg as you pull that right leg in. So keep that left leg active. Breathing. If you can, you're going to take your right leg away from your midline. So your right knee is in, just hold the big toe or your ankle, and then you're going to take your right leg away from your midline. So the right leg goes out away, kind of like you're in now a shape of a K. Breathe. Bend your right knee, and then drop your right foot to the ground. Let's do the other side. Bring that left leg in as you extend your right knee down. Take your left knee across the midline. Reach through that right leg so the right leg stays semi-active. Bring that left knee in. Hold up. You can have this right leg bent always. Just gives a different type of length. Hold that leg in. You're going to feel that the deep adductors, the muscles that pull the legs together. If you've done lunges or even squats, you're going to feel this. Breathe. And as you can, as you need to, you can hold your knee, your ankle, your big toe. Take your leg up and open. Keep that right leg active. It's going to keep you from falling over with this left leg. And then bend the left knee. Bring the left knee in. Bring the right knee in. Give them both a nice little hug. Cross the ankles, reach up. Pull them apart slightly like you're sitting kind of crisscross, but just laying on your back. Exhale. And then let's release. Go ahead and lay back with your feet flat on the ground. And then let's just do a glute bridge. And we're going to work on our height on our glute bridge. So your shoulders are going to pull back and towards each other as you lift your hips up. And then you walk your shoulders further in. If you can reach down and touch towards your heels, that's great. And then just hold that lifted position. It should feel elongating for the back of the neck, into the chin towards the sternum, pressing the palms down to the ground to lift up. So you're not trying to arch the back. This should feel relatively neutral. Keep the pelvis tucked slightly so your back isn't arching to lift. Breathing. Keep those knees as level. They want to bow out to give you more space, more room. 2 more deep breaths. Breathing and then release. So if you have your block, grab your block. We're going to do this. Try to find that same height. Slip the block underneath there, and we're going to just come up and down from that height. So lift the hips, slide the block under. Now for me, I'm just off the block here. If you're lifting and you're on the flat side, the long wide side, then coming up is just off of that block. You can choose, and or you can be on the highest, but you need to be able to get off the block. So if you can't get off the block, that's probably a little bit too high. So going on the second half, I'm going to pause on the block just for a moment. Hands are down, shoulders are under, and just lift up and hold. Breathing, and then just drop. And lift up and hold. So you don't have to go all the way down, all the way back up. Release. Press down with your hands. Lift up and hold. And release 2 more times. Chin towards your sternum. Lift up and hold. And release 1 more time. Lift up and hold. And release. Good. Let's lower the block down. Even if you have the block on the lowest section, lower it, just keep it there. And then we're going to bring the right knee in and right leg up. So in a typical fashion, this would be also a single leg shoulder bridge. Breathing, but we have the block in for support. Hold, reach that heel, sink the hip. Breathing, watch that the rib cage doesn't flare. Breathing. So when we tilt our tailbone, we can take our tailbone towards the ground. You're finding elongation. When we tuck, we release. So you want to try to keep that tailbone in the tilt, and then you're going to find opening also in this inguinal joint. Bend the right knee, drop down. Take the left knee, so it's just right here, and extend from there. So you're not extending from your knee past your hip. Extend up, hands down, push that heel up, pull those shoulder blades under, breathing. Keep that right leg active. Watch the ribs don't flare. It's a real hard one for a lot of women. We tend to flare our ribs, breathing, over breathing. Partly it has to do with just the space for having babies. Partly it has to do with a release of tension or pressure around the solar plexus, push up, or just being unaware. Breathing, keep that heel high. You can start shaking a little bit, it's okay. And then bend the knee and then lower back down. So we're going to take the block from there, and then you're just going to try to do the same thing with your hip off the block. Breathing, hold. And then lower. Drop the knee, a little more challenging with the foot down, with the block underneath, but taking your hips off the block. Really challenging the glutes and the opposite leg that's down. So right leg is going to be down, left knee, lift yourself up, extend that left leg up. So I'm off the block now. And last breath, and down. Nice work, you guys. Lift those hips up, take that block down, just set for a second. Whew. So that helps that pelvis, your core, helps to stabilize through there. Let's release those hips. Take your knees side to side again. And then we're going to, in a moment, we're going to flip back onto our belly. So back extension, any back lengthening exercise also sometimes can feel real good in opposition where we get on our stomach. So roll into your belly. Start with your forearms in slightly in front of you in a Sphinx position. And then just hold. Pull your sternum up away from the ground. And then lower yourself, slide your hands about half the distance to your shoulders from where elbows should be by your sides. And then again, lift up. This time the elbows tuck under, but are off the ground. Pull that sternum up, pull those elbows in. Hips are on the mat. And then lower down. This time, take your hands even further back, almost like we do when we do an upstretch or when we come up for plank. Roll the shoulders into position and then lift the chest up. This time you can go with straighter arms. Try to keep your pelvis as close as you can to the ground. And then lower down. And then last condition, arms all the way out in front. You're going to lift up as high as you can. It's called a swan. I don't know why, because I don't know if it looks like a swan. But anyway, you're going to lift up as high as you can. So up as high as you can. Let your arms slide in. Breathe. Kind of relax my glutes. I'm not gripping there. And then lower. Make a pillow out of your hands and just drop your head to that pillow. Inhale and come up again, breathing. And then let's go back into child's pose like we started. Push those hips back, get nice and long. Head down, chin in, legs wide. And then bring yourself up to all fours. Spin yourself around. Let's come and sit on your blocks or on your roller, something that's comfortable for you. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted. You can sit in a cross-legged position, tucked in, tucked around, however it's comfortable for you. Sitting nice and tall, chest is lifted, just propping my back up. And I want you to breathe. You can place your hands on your chest, on your legs, in your lap, however you want. Get long. Make sure your head is over your pelvis. Drop your chin as it's comfortable. Bring your palms to your center. Big breaths. Calming, connected, and quiet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and through. Two more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and through. Last one. Inhale, reach up. Go back to the position that you were comfortable in, either hands to your sternum, to your knees, to your lap.